So my next guest is also an avid watcher of the transports as well. I want to bring in marketgauge Managing Director Michelle Snyder. And Michelle, I thought about you because you talk about the transports all the time. And again, there's no denying they're breaking down. This is telling a complete different message than AI, the broad market. But the question is it good for stocks? Could it be good for stocks?
Well, first off, I just want to say I may not be donning the cool T-shirt Gary had on, but congratulations on your work anniversary, and thank you for having me on as a part of it.
Thank you.
And actually, Charles, the last time I was on, we talked about transportation. Yeah, it's a huge concern. And to use your words that you said at the beginning, we've been at this movie before. We've been at the point where semiconductors are ripping, and we start to see signs of weakening. The most recent one would be last year when regional banks started to fall. And then, of course, we know what happened after that. So this is definitely concerning. And I cannot imagine this is going to be an overall good ending for equities if this trend continues, where transport, 6% of the GDP, huge job creator. And as far as I know, we're not moving goods and food through AI. We're still moving it through trucks and freight, as Gary said. This is definitely a warning sign, and if it cannot catch a bid soon, I would be very cautious about getting long, particularly anything that's been suffering as a result of inflation and rates.
All right, let's talk about some of the names that are, I know, in your top tier watch list right now. It feels a little eclectic, although it feels like maybe there's also a theme here, too. You like Coin, which I guess is, listen, it's made a hell of a move. But let's talk about FSM, because I'm not familiar with this one. That's a silver play?
It is, and we have this in one of our quant models that is small cap with high earnings growth. So that's why this one came up. And silver miners right now, although I prefer to look at the underlying commodity, and we can all see that silver is not necessarily as mentioned as NVIDIA, but it's doing pretty darn well, trading back over $32 an ounce. This would be the miners. And because we've had such low production in terms of mining stocks, including gold and copper, which we're hearing a lot about, this one is actually really benefiting as well. Now, it made its high in 2021 at 985. It's not up there yet, but it's definitely one that has the momentum in its favor.
I got less than a minute to go, 30 seconds, but I want you to help us out here, because one of the goals, obviously, we love to teach, right? And I know you're looking at Palo Alto Networks. This is a favorite of everyone, in that space, but the stock has a tendency to get hammered, right? It just got hammered there once, it got hammered there once, and you're looking at it, but I do find that it gets hammered and it comes back fairly quickly. When would you actually pull the trigger on this? It's got a gargantuan gap up that even if it filled, that would be a good trade.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, this is an unusual sort of buy and hold type of mentality because, we're much more active because cybersecurity, especially as AI continues to grow in these data centers, is a thing. It's not going away. So this has been a great stock to buy on dips. So we got in when it dipped below 280 and got out of some before earnings, bought some more back. So if you were a dip buyer, I'd be a little patient. 280 is definitely a good area to 300. But this also can be a stock bought on strength. So I would watch it. Now, if it can get back over 322, I would possibly add 335, which has been really basically a January high, I would add, and the same thing over 350. This is one I would follow momentum on.
Absolutely, and just on the chart alone, it's got room back to 400 to form a double top. So Wall Street loves it. The execution inconsistent, but it's a stock that comes back quickly. Michelle, thank you very much. Talk to you again real soon.
Thanks.
All right.